API stands for Application Programming Interface. There, that is the definition. You can stop searching now. But you already knew that, didn't you? You Googled it, you got the words, and the word meant nothing because Application Programming Interface is three abstract nouns in a trench coat. So let's do the other thing. In about 2 minutes, you are going to call a real API yourself, not read about one. Call one, and you don't need to install anything. You don't need an account, and you don't need to know how to code. Every API tutorial gives you the restaurant analogy. You are the customer, the kitchen is the server, the waiter is the API, and it is fine. It is not wrong. But it stops right where it gets useful, because the actual question you have is not what is a waiter. It is what does the order slip look like? How can I ask for? How do I know what's on the menu? So here's the version that actually helps. An API is a list of questions a company can agree to answer, plus the exact format you have to use to ask them. That is this. Questions they will show and how to ask. Let me show you one. I'm going to type a web address. That's all. Watch. See, that's an API. You just called one. You ask a server in another country, what is the dollar worth today? In naira, in rupee, in pounds, and it answered in about 200 milliseconds for free. No apps, no login. You type a question in a specific format and a computer answers it in a specific format. Now look at the address by, because this is the whole thing. Now you see API frankfurt.dev. That is who you are asking. This bit slash v1 and latest, that is the question. Latest rate. They also answer other questions, but that is the one I picked. And everything after the question mark, base USD, symbols NG, ING, INR, GBP, those are the details. Base currency dollars, and these are the three I want back. Question and how to ask, that is the API. Change the question, get a different answer, same API. Now this format has a name. It is called JSON, and it's going to look intimidating for about 30 more seconds. So let's kill that right now. JSON is labels and values. That is the entire idea. Base is a label, USD is its value. Date is a label, that is the value. And rate is a label, whose value is more labels and value. Currency number. Curly braces mean a thing with label parts. Square brackets, when you see them, means a list. Quotes mean text. No quote means a number. That is JSON. If you have ever used a Python dictionary, you already know JSON. It is the same shape, and that is not a coincidence, which is why the next part is going to be so short. Same API, now in Python, and I want to count the lines because there are 4. Import requests. Oh, no. And say print data. Line 1, import request. That is the library that makes web requests. If it is not installed, pip install requests. I'll put that in the description. Line 2, the same URL from the browser, literally the same one, I copied it. Line 3, request.get. Get is the verb. Go fetch this. This is the moment your computer talks to theirs. Line 4, .json method. Take that request, take that response, and turn it into a Python dictionary. And now it is just a dictionary. Data, then read, then ngn. Same path you trace with your eyes in the browser, except now you are pulling one value out of it. And this is the thing. And this is the thing nobody tells beginners. The browser demo and the Python demo are not two different skills. It is one skill. The browser show you the shape, Python just reach into the shape. Try changing ngn to EUR, run it. That is you using an API now. That is it. That was the whole mystery. One more, because if you are learning data analysis, this is where API stop being a curiosity and start being your job. Live exchange rate in a data frame from 4 lines of code and 1 URL. And here is the part I want you to actually sit with. That table is current, not a CSV somebody downloaded in March. Not a spreadsheet a colleague emailed you. It is what the rate is right now, and if you run that cell again tomorrow, it updates itself. That is the real reason APIs matters to data analysts. everyone else on your team is working from stale export. You are not. So if that is using an API, what does it mean to build one? Because API developer is a job title and it pays well, and I get asked what it involves. Everything we just did was just one side of the conversation. Somebody had to sit on the other side and decide what question will be answered. What will we call them? What shape does the answer come back in? What happens if somebody asks for a currency that does not exist? That is API development. You are not building a screen nobody looks at. You are building the menu, deciding what your system will tell the outside world, and in that format, and how fast, and who is allowed to ask. It is mostly backend work. Python with Fast API or Django, Node with Express, and a database underneath. And the reason it pays is that every app you have on your phone right now is talking to somebody's API. And if the API is badly designed, every single one of those apps break. If that sounds like something you would want to do, tell me in the comment section, and I will help, and I will build that video next. The 3 things that trip off every beginner. 3 things that confuse you the first time. I'm telling you now so you don't lose an evening to them. 1. API keys. The API we use is free and open. Most are not. Most make you sign up and give you a long strings of character that goes in your request so they know it is you. When you see API keys in the docs, that is all it is, a password for your code. 2. Rate limit. Free APIs cap how many times you can ask per hour. Look over 10,000 rows calling an API on everyone and you will get blocked, and you will think you broke something. You didn't, you just asked too fast. 3. The docs. The docs are the actual skill. Every API has a documentation page listing exactly what question it answers. Learning to read that page is the whole job. There is no shortcut. There is no universal API syntax to memorize. You read the docs, you find the URL, you send the request. That is the loop forever. So API stands for Application Programming Interface. But now you know what it actually is. A list of questions somebody agreed to answer and the format you ask in. You can call one in a browser or in the 4 lines of Python. Code is in the description if you want to practice the Python side properly. I've got a free workbook, 50 Python exercise for data analysis. Links down there too. And if you hit an error, paste the exact message in the comment. I answer them. See you in the next one.